Hey hustlers, it is your hybrid hustler and welcome back. In the last video, talked about why you as a 30, 40, 50-year-old should start a YouTube channel. And I may have talked a lot about a couple different things that could have been all over the place. And this video is going to be a little bit shorter and a little more concise because I think you might be a little overwhelmed, might be a little like, I don't know where to start, where to begin, like what kind of content am I going to, put out there. I have some information, but I'm a little nervous. What I want to talk about in this video, this is literally going to be a quick video, is overcoming common concerns when starting a YouTube channel. And this is more for an age group of over in their late 30s and later. It can apply to anyone, but these are some of the top concerns. And I just want to talk about those and hit on the key points really quickly. The first thing is I understand, I've seen it, I felt it, I've seen others go through it. Excuse me. Unedited here, so it's going to be a shoot right from the start. It's going to be a one shot and one take. But it's normal to feel nervous about putting yourself out there. There's a couple of reasons why people are nervous about putting themselves out there on video, going live on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, whatever the case is. And one of the things that I've talked about with others in previous videos through lives or whatever, or chatted away with my community, is they are nervous about reactions. They're nervous about what kind of reaction they're going to get from someone who maybe has done it before or has been in their shoes, and maybe they're very negative or trolling, or people who are just completely negative in general. Excuse me. So here's what I tell you, and this goes for anyone. You have information that you want to put out there. You have something of value that someone else wants to hear. Just remember that. You do. Everyone does. Everyone has something. Not everyone goes and likes a video. Not everyone will comment on a video. So the majority of people who might do that, especially in the beginning, might be those negatives or the trollers or the people who don't understand your point of view, who might like to be combative. I get that, and you're going to get it. I understand why you could be nervous, but just understand that's all part of it. Even the biggest content creators out there will get trolls. We'll get those who are negative, who don't understand the high vision of someone who is trying to make it. I remember when I had a small business and I was running a gelato business. I did it for 10 years, and there was people who did not understand why I would want to leave a really, really competitive and stable career to do what I wanted to do, which was make ice cream and gelato. People just don't understand it. So I would get criticism all the time. You're not good enough, or you're going to fail. Excuse me. Or you're going to not only fail, but you're going to fail your family. And those hit to you. You know, you feel like you got to listen to other people and what they say, and you worry about their beliefs, their opinions before your own. So I get it. It is normal to feel nervous out there, and especially to put yourself out there on what you believe. So it is a common concern. What I would say to that is prove them wrong. Simple and easy. It's not so easy to do, especially when you're starting out and you have literally no subscribers or no followers, or you just put out a 20, 30-minute video and you got no views. It's hard pill to swallow, but it takes time. It takes repetition. You will get there. It does take time. We talked about in the previous video how the algorithm sees videos over time. And so it might take 2, 3, 4, 5 videos before your average audience will recognize that video. It could even take 5, 6, 7 months for your videos on a regular basis to be recognized by the algorithm. So it might take some time. And in the meantime, you're going to get nervous. You're going to have someone talk about how you shouldn't be doing this anymore, and it's going to get to your head. You got to move on from that. You got to push that to the side a little bit and say, I'm here for my purpose, not for yours. I might give the information out to people who want to hear me and want to listen to me, and maybe they're inspired or they're informed or educated on what you have to explain or talk about. But don't let someone's negativity run your channel. Remember, you run your channel. Everyone starts somewhere, right? Your first video does not have to be perfect. It absolutely, this could apply to anyone at any age, anyone who's starting a YouTube channel. But remember this also, you are not a perfectionist. And I know someone who's in their late 30s, 40s, 50s, and above, you already know this. You already know that your life was never perfect and it will never be perfect, but you have to go. You have to keep going. You have to keep hustling. You have to keep at what you're trying to achieve, because you do realize what your goals are. And you know that if you have goals and you have a plan, you will achieve those goals. And you're smart enough to know that. So just go out there. You will start somewhere. Everyone does. So it doesn't matter if you're, a 20-year-old that's just getting in and hoping that they get viral, or if it's you that, might be taking an extra few months to go viral, or if you never go viral at all. It does not matter. You keep pushing what you want to do. There's a lot to learn. That a common concern is, man, I don't know if I can handle learning this entire YouTube channel, learning how the algorithm works, how to use SEO, how to write the perfect title. Then I'm seeing videos on thumbnails and editing, and I see these people with great camera work. These are all things that are in your head. You just got to pick up your phone and make video. Now, down in the description, I'm going to have, listen, I got to promote myself a little bit. I have a tripod that I'm using. I have my phone and I have audio. That's it. There's nothing else that I'm using. The light that I'm using is just a standard light lamp with a light bulb. That's it. There's nothing fancy to this. I'm not doing any fancy editing. In fact, I don't want to do fancy editing because I want to prove that anyone can pull up their phone, and most people already have good phones and good cameras. They just don't use it to their potential, right? And so unless you absolutely have like a flip phone, you probably have a good camera. And so use it, pull it up. If you can't afford a tripod, and these tripods aren't expensive, you probably find them on Amazon. The one I'm going to post, I think, is under $50. You can afford under $50 to start your channel if you got to invest in yourself. Spend a few dollars. You do not need a high-end microphone. In fact, I'm going to list down a wireless microphone that you can use with your iPhone, and I think it's less than $100. So don't go out there thinking you need to spend hundreds of dollars to get started. And you don't need to read a lot of books. You don't need to watch anyone to learn. You just got to go and turn the camera on, press record, and get started. I'm telling you, get that fear away about what others feel, and then get that fear of not knowing what you're going to talk about, and just start talking. I'm telling you, it's going to make a big difference when you actually do it. If you do want to learn, now let's move on to the next thing. If you do want to learn, there's countless resources on YouTube, and it's free. You can go to your favorite bookstore, you can go to Barnes & Noble, you can go to your library and find a book that's going to teach you about YouTube. It's going to teach you about camera work. It's going to teach you about audio. It's going to teach you about editing. If you want to learn that and you want to do something, let's just say you want to film how to make coffee and what the best types of coffee would be. All you literally need is your phone and just hit record. But if you want additional things and to enhance the video, there's plenty of resources out there that will help you achieve a better video or more or better sound, better editing. But don't not start until you learn everything. You don't have to do that. You just got to pick up the camera, pick up your phone, and start recording. I remember when I first tried to get into the YouTube space, and I literally just started in January, but even back as far as November and December of 2023, I said, well, I need the best of the line equipment. I need the great audio. I need great video. I need everything. I wasn't even thinking that my phone is just as good enough. I thought I needed the top of the line equipment. And I went out and spent $600 on a GoPro setup, the top of the line GoPro. I was literally about to go spend hundreds, even more, on buying the best camera for vlogs, talking head type of stuff. I was going to buy $300, $400 speaker or microphones, and all of this stuff I wanted to spend money on, where all I needed was this, my phone. Where now, months later, I don't even touch the GoPro. I use my phone for everything. It has better quality for the purpose that I need. It's simple, and I always have it. So if I wanted to pick up my camera and record if I'm at the park, I can do that because I have my phone with me at all times. I don't have to wait to get the right setup. I don't have to get my tripod and make sure that the lighting's great or the camera has to be fully charged and this, that, and the other thing. I know my phone is charged and I get started. That's what you need to do as well. There's no fancy equipment needed, but if you want to learn, YouTube is a great resource for all of this. And there's so many channels out there dedicated towards learning the craft of filming, editing, using YouTube, SEO, the algorithm. There's so much out there. But again, just make content. If that's anything that you take from this video, is just make content. All right. The other concern that I hear so often is I have kids, jobs, and other responsibilities, family, whatever it is. And I understand that. But you know what? Talking to a camera for 5 minutes, for 10 minutes, for 25 minutes is still a fraction of your day? If you have something you can talk about, maybe something on TV sparks an interest in something you want to talk about. Maybe you have an opinion about your favorite book or a website that you went to that you really want to highlight and talk about. Pick up that camera and talk about it. Take 5 minutes, take 10 minutes. And you don't have to do it all at the same time either. Pick up your phone, record for 3, 4, 5 minutes, and then come back to it and hit record again. And then there's so many apps out there and free apps that you can just splice them two together and then upload it. That's it. Don't overcomplicate, don't overthink the process. You do not need to spend 8, 9, 10 hours a day on filming and editing and trying to be perfect on your videos. Your first 100 videos will most likely not be seen by the large audience. Let me repeat that. For your first 100 videos will most likely never be watched unless you made it big. Okay? So why are you wasting hours upon hours on trying to create the best video when all you need to do is create content for someone to hear or see. That's it. Get your message out there. I get it. You might have a job. If you have a full-time job, 40 hours a week, 8 hours a day, 9, 10, 12-hour days, I get it. You also have 15 minutes of break, lunch. You have some downtime. If there's some moment that you have, spend it. Pick up the camera, say something. Something that you could also do, maybe invest in a clamp or a grip or some sort of mount for your car and put the phone in there. And as you're driving home, talk to the camera. Spend 5 minutes, 20 minutes. If your ride home is 20, 30 minutes, there's your 20, 30 minutes. You could be talking in front of a camera. I used to do it all the time. I still do it when I'm driving. Now, bear mind you, do safety, obviously. Be safe. Don't stare at a camera while you're driving. You want to focus on the road. I'm not trying to entice you to go out there and get in car accidents. However, if you have a few extra minutes and you have the camera there, just start filming. Drive and just talk. It's going to get your juices going. Your brain is going to want to talk about something. It could have been your day. It could have been the topic you wanted to talk about all day. And by the time you get home, now you have a 20-minute clip. All right? You have a 20-minute video. Don't think that you don't have time. You always have time. If you want to make it work, you will make time for it. That's the key. And speaking of key, the biggest concern I hear often is finding a balance and dedicating each video towards creating content. Now, I think this is a big one, and I might even expand on this in a future video, but you might think you need the best video with all this information, and you may want to do hours upon hours of research. Let me just tell you that you do not need to spend hours to talk for 5 minutes. You do not need hours of research to talk to a camera about what you feel passionate about for 10 or 15 minutes. There is time you can create content. You just got to make it work. Find that balance. If that balance is the 10 minutes of your drive home, if that is while you are not only going to work, but going to someplace, if you're walking around your house or your neighborhood or the park, if you're walking the dog, find time to come up with content. And then take the same amount of time and pull up that camera, pull up that phone, and say something. The biggest thing that I hear often is they do not know what to talk about. But yet, if you had a friend or a family member sitting with you right now, you would have something to talk about, right? So why wouldn't you just talk in front of a camera and do the exact same thing? There's always something. You're not going to get everyone excited about what you have to say. I'm telling you that right now. Not everyone is going to understand what you're trying to say or care about what you have to say. But there's people out there who do or who will. You got to get your message out there. Just pull up your phone, hit the record button, and speak. If there's anything from this video that you can take away, it's just pull up that phone and hit record. I hope this message helped you. I hope you got something out of it. If you did, please hit the like button, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. We're on our way to 2,000 subs. And if you could, you can help this out. It's a free support. Just hit that subscribe button. We're on our way to 2K. I'm your hybrid hustler. And until next time, I'll see you guys down the road.